and do they know how career paths work and how to really access those. And all of that kind of was the conflagration that brought it all together. And it wasn't that I set out to do this either. I want to be clear about that, because I think that's a message for people to understand. There's so many things in life that can be of significant impact and in spite of ourselves. It's not because we said we're going to do a grand thing. It's because we just found faithful every day. And so that's a piece of this, is that we, in Plant City, we were setting up our own economic development corporation and realizing what a core tenet in that was of public education. And we as a community said we want to show up in a bigger way for our schools. We leaned into the public high school there, Plant City High, and set up a business advisory board just meant to bring people in close. And the natural conversations that happened from that was about identifying those opportunities and the gaps and so on. We had a job fair. More and more just continued to happen. We set up a nonprofit. Here we are now as the workforce development partner for the 7th largest school district in the country, Hillsborough County Schools. So all of that, to say, I look in the mirror and say, who am I to be doing this? But yeah.
It's powerful.
It's interesting because I think we've all been to not so successful job fairs. Whoa. You had a successful one, and it just catapulted into a second and a third and a fourth. What's the reason for all the success in all those job fairs?
One, there's real need.
Okay.
And so you do that, but then I have a saying in life. I have a few you're going to hear today.
Love it.
I can only control 100% of what I can control.
Yep.
And so I build process. And when you look at, in our equation, how does everybody win? And if you provide value to everybody that's involved, success follows for everybody.
Yep.
And it's not about what your success is. It's about that shared success, that shared vision, and starts with a real need. When you're providing a solution for folks and then you do it well, that is the solution and how it becomes successful. And all of that is through teamwork, 100%.
Yeah. Think we align in a lot of the ways we think, because we do a lot of interviews for not only our podcast, but obviously the production company side of things. And I've started to do this thing where towards the end of interviews, I'll ask whomever we're interviewing, like, can you give me a tangible example of XYZ, whatever we're talking about, right? And it's interesting because a lot of times we'll get this like deep pause, allow them to think through it, and then they'll say, oh, when we did XYZ, ABC happened.
Right.
And it's like, there we go. Like, you have to have, you can just saying you want to do something is one thing, but being able to go, oh, when we brought these 3 employers that specifically were looking to fill 5 jobs, and we put 10 kids in front of them that all needed jobs, and we helped them get said jobs. Like, there's a tangible reaction when you look past yourself and try to help someone else.
Absolutely. And isn't that what life's about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, and we can all share in this, I'm sure, how many people have poured into us from a very early age and then into our professional careers and given us a chance, seen our values, seen the potential, and just been so generous of spirit. And that's, what I hope to embody every day, is to give back towards that, and honor those that have done that for me.
I can very specifically tell you, like, we're not going to go into it, but I can tell you exactly who and why we bring interns into TSM.
Yeah.
Like, because it was given to me and some,
Right. And that you treat them with respect and really pouring into them. They're not just cheap labor.
Yep.
They are truly the future of your industry, and on and on. I mean, you just value them.
Yep.
Yeah. Value people.
Mike Dunn at Florida State University. I can tell you exactly who it was that ingrained that in me, because he went out of his way to help me on multiple occasions.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah.
What you have, we've jumped really into this, but
I'm looking at my notes like,
you
how
have
do I get back
I am notorious for just taking us past 2 points that
I know.
Dylan made.
We're just having a conversation,
Exactly.
right? Come on, y'all.
You have a nonprofit
Yes.
side and a. Let's just start with that. Let's start with the nonprofit component. Can you talk through the nonprofit side of what you operate?
Absolutely. Workforce Development Partners is the name of the nonprofit, Florida-based organization. And, the name of that is to really signify what we just talked about, workforce development, but through partnerships in everything. And we started with our signature program that everybody knows us for, which is Future Career Academy. And whenever it was time, because that was just such an organic grassroots walkout, like I said, from the business community, it was just that we were doing job fairs and then we were adding on to that with other experiences and so on. And but I realized that wasn't the end of the story, and so that wasn't what the organization should be called. That's a program, and that there's so many other ways that we can do workforce development, which is economic development, which is, for anybody that doesn't know what those things mean, it just means building strong communities, starting with individuals, families, businesses, and the give back, what you just described. So that was what we started with, and we have another program called Best Florida Jobs, which is our work with adults, job fairs, resources, and so on as well. We've got some other things in our hip pocket that is we're hoping to roll out more formally in the future, as well as in addition to serving Hillsborough County, all 32 high school career and exceptional centers now, we're looking at being able to go more fully into conversation with other counties. We've had industry, elected officials, a lot of folks that have asked us, when are we going to expand? And and we're excited for that, but I only want to do that with fidelity. To grow for the sake of growth is not, it has to make sure that every kid that we have the potential to serve, that we do it in the right way and fully, and that's a big lift. So we're excited about that, but we go deep. We're now 9th through 12th grade with curriculum with a heavy emphasis on those seniors as they're about to enter the workforce, but being able to go wide into other geographic areas is exciting as well.